You have a very deep mother wound because your mother abandoned you. At some point in your life, she left you, she abandoned you. And you have been living with that mother wound of abandonment, of neglect ever since. Now, for some, she may have said something, may have left a letter, a note, phone call, or maybe there was nothing at all. There was just silence. She just left. But in no way am I making an excuse for your mother for neglecting her responsibilities. However, what happened needed to happen for you to become the person that you are today. Understanding this message is that God oversees everything. And right now, I feel like you have an understanding of what happened. And you kind of just know the information that you have, the information that you were given. And you base your assessment off of that piece of information. But the understanding is what's missing. The understanding is empathizing with the other person involved. The overstanding is seeing the grand scheme of things, seeing the whole big picture of what God had intended to do. Rotten fruit always falls. One bad apple, one rotten fruit can spoil the bunch, but when you remove that rotten fruit, the rest of the bunch of fruit can stay healthy. And that was the case for you. Your mother was unfit to be a mother. She was not emotionally mature enough. She was not mentally or emotionally stable enough or spiritually stable enough to be a mother. She was not fit to be a mother, and she knew this. She admitted this to herself. She knew that she couldn't handle it. She knew that after every single child that she had, she never fully healed and recovered from postpartum depression. And it was just weighing so heavily on her mind. It was sending her into a very, very dark place. And then by the time she had her last child, she wasn't ready. It was something that she just could not go through again. And she basically was looking at this child and was thinking, this child is going to depend on me and need me, and I don't have any more energy, anything left of me to give. And this child and the rest of my children deserve more. They deserve better than that. They would be better off without me. Part 2. When your mother abandoned you and your siblings, it wasn't because she did not love you. This is going to be hard to believe, but she loved you and your siblings so much that she felt that you all would be better off without her, because she knew that she did not have the emotional capacity to be the mother that you needed. She knew you all deserved better. And she knew that what you all deserved, she could not provide. And instead of her staying around and driving herself crazy, it's like she thought, if I stay here, I'm going to drive myself crazy. With all these responsibilities, I can't handle this anymore. I'm going to drive myself crazy, and I'm going to drive my family crazy. And they don't deserve that. She basically felt that you all were better off without her because of how messed up she was. She was very mentally and emotionally unstable. She was not emotionally mature. She was not the most nurturing person. She was not the most mature woman. She knew she was not the most mature woman. It was easy to make children, but it was harder to raise them. Making children was no issue for her. Raising them was. She struggled to raise her children until she got to a point where she realized, I'm not doing much to help my children. I'm actually kind of making things worse for them by being here. And I feel like if I stay here, it's going to be a whole lot worse. And I don't want them to grow up and suffer because of me. My children are going to look to me. And if I'm not the person that they need, that's going to affect them. They don't deserve that. I have to leave. I have to go. This is not something that she just decided overnight that she was going to do. She pondered about this for a while. And she was very hesitant on it. it was like a tug of war. It was a pull and a push. And she's like, do I go? Do I stay? One day God spoke to her and said to her, it's okay. You can go. They will be fine. She was told that you all will be fine, that you all will be okay, you all will survive, you all will thrive without her. Because you all have. Because you all have. Because God knew that when God removed her from you all's lives, that God was going to come in and replace her. God was going to come in and be that energy to give you, your father, the rest of your siblings, all of the strength to get through this. God is what was that extra energy in that house. That's why you all got stronger. You all got better. You all got stronger in your faith because God was fully present in that household, in that home. And through that abandonment wound, through that mother wound, through all of the pain that you all felt, you, your siblings, your parent, that you all felt, you all basically took that energy and transmuted that pain into love, and you began to love each other more. You began to love your family a whole lot more. You began to love your siblings a whole lot more. Your parent that was left over, your dad a whole lot more. Your dad was loving his children a whole lot more, because all of you all took all of that pain and you turned it into power, and you turned it into the power of love. You all were alchemizing that pain without even realizing it. You are the alchemist. You turned that pain into power. That's why to this day, you and your siblings, you all are very well polished. You all are very kind-hearted people. You guys are very strong mentally. You have healthy relationships with people, healthy relationships and romantic relationships. Some of you have healthy marriages. Some of you have healthy children. Some of you have great careers and you are excelling. You are thriving at them. All of you are doing so well in life. 111 on my clock, because because there was new beginnings in your life. When your mother was removed, that was for a big purpose, because all of the love that you all were going to pour into each other in the absence of her was going to mold you all into the versions of yourselves that you are today. To become the person that you are today, she had to leave, because if she was still here, the whole dynamic would have been different. The whole dynamic of your family would not even be what it is right now if she was still here. And because of that change in dynamic, and because you all began to love each other a whole lot more, a whole lot stronger, it's what made you all strong. It's what made that foundation so strong. It what made you all so tight. You all are so tight and so close. It's such a close-knit, healthy, loving family that many people would love to have, that people in two-parent homes don't even have that. The versions of yourself that you are today is because of what happened. You see, God oversees everything, and God has a purpose and a plan for everything. And with every loss, there is a gain. With every loss, there is a gain. And God sees the grand scheme of things, and God sees where things are going to head if certain people are here, and God sees where things will head if certain people are not here. And God saw that that in order for you all to become the versions of yourself that you needed to be, this person had to be gone. As tough as it is, as horrible as it is, you all became who you needed to be because of her absence. And your mother struggled a lot mentally, even if she never came out and said what she was struggling with. She may have been distant. She may not have been able to teach you things, maybe not have been able to teach you right from wrong, wasn't able to teach you like morals. And it's because she lacked maturity in herself. She hadn't met herself that fully in order to do that. A person can only meet you as deeply as they've met themselves. And she did not meet herself very deeply. And if she would have been the matriarch in the family, and you had this maternal figure that was emotionally immature, that did not meet themselves fully, that didn't even really know who they were, emotionally, mentally unstable, if she would have still been here, it would have trickled down into every single one of you. And you all would have been messed up if she would have stayed. Sometimes what has to happen is people have to leave. People have to abandon you so that you can become the version that you were born to be, that you were created to be. And I'm also feeling this energy of, there was this one sibling, the oldest sibling, that really had to become like the matriarch, the mother, the rock of their family when the mother left. And this eldest sibling, I'm saying sister, maybe okay, yes. They had to become the rock for everybody, and they did a very, very good job at doing that. But also, it's because they had such a loving father and healthy father that molded them and nurtured them and helped them to grow, to give them that strength so that they can help give that strength to the rest of their siblings. And I see a dynamic between like an oldest and a youngest sibling, and it's kind of like almost like mother-daughter, even though it's sibling because of the age gap. But what I see here is that this oldest sibling here was like, I'm not going to abandon my baby sister like how my mother abandoned me. I'm going to love my baby sister the way that she needs and deserves to be loved, because she doesn't have her mother. She doesn't even remember her mother. I'm going to love her the way she needs to be loved, because that's what she deserves. And basically this dynamic molded her into who she needed to be because of how she loved this girl, of how she loved her. And she's now using like this love was kind of like that foundation, and that's how she loves everyone else like in her life. And it trickles down into her career, it trickles down to everything like that she does. And it's like this dynamic never would have happened if that mother would have still been here. Everything happens for a purpose. Everything happens for a reason. And something beautiful and powerful came out of something so painful. Your whole life you wondered, why did my mother leave? Why did she leave me? Why did she abandon me? And of course, in the perspective of a child looking at their parent, you wonder why. Perhaps what can help you to heal and to help you to give your mother grace and to forgive her is by knowing what she was going through when she made her decision. For you to step outside and see your mother as human, as a human being first, before you see her as your mother. And as a human being, she went through a lot of struggles in her life that she didn't deal with and that she didn't heal from. And her having children was not helping the situation. It was not helping her to heal. It was not healing her, because she still has to do the internal work, and she did not do the work. That's her fault though. However, she knew deep down inside that she was not the most mature, she was not the most mentally and emotionally stable, and she knew that she couldn't handle being a parent. She was real enough to admit that she was not fit to be a mother. She was real enough to admit that this is not something that she can handle. You see, some people will stay even though they know they can't handle it, because they want to protect their image, they want to protect their ego, they don't want to be seen as the one that left. But they cause their children destruction the whole entire time and abuse them and neglect them. And she felt that I'd rather leave altogether so that my presence is not here to affect you, than for my presence to be here and affect you in such a negative way that you won't recover from it. She knew that you all would be better off without her, because let's be real, you all are better off without her. Your lives have gotten drastically better ever since she left. Yes, you have dealt with this wound, but because God has come in and healed you, and because you all have been loving your family, and you all have been thriving so much, 222 on my clock, you all are doing so much better without her. If she would have still been here, you wouldn't be this person that you are today. And this is something that really God wants me to grill into your head. The version that you are today is because of her leaving. And that version of you is an amazing person, a loving person, a thriving person, a person that's going to be already very successful, on the verge to being very successful and very healthy and just having a wonderful life. It's a wonderful life.